everyone. Happy Monday, y'all. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. I hope that it was so good and full of lots of blessings. Um, Today, we are going to make some tiramisu. So we are having our work Christmas party tomorrow. And I decided to do a tiramisu. Now, I decided to do a different version. And this version is going to have some dulce de leche in it. Quite a bit of it, actually. So I couldn't really find a recipe that I liked. So we're going to modify a little bit. So I'm sort of making this up as I go, but I'm not sure it could be bad considering caramel, coffee, and chocolate. You know what I mean? So I still think it's going to be good. Oh, and cream cheese and mascarpone cheese. So it can't be bad, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. So we're just gonna kind of make this up as we go. But anyways, as you hop on, say hello, let me know you're watching. Y'all, I really hope you had such a wonderful Christmas week. Last week was busy. We were nonstop. And yesterday we finally got some downtime. Today we finally got some downtime. Back at work today. But I am preparing for our Christmas party tomorrow that we're having with the girls who work for us. And so we're doing that tomorrow evening at Mom's. And so I am bringing tiramisu to that. And Mom is doing the rest of the food, which is unusual. But it's going to be really good, and we're going to have lots of fun. So anyways, let's see who we've got joining me today. Hi, Dale. Hey, Dorothy. Hello, Lori. Ooh, I love pound cake. Hey, Pam. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Donna. Hey, Joan. Happy New Year. Hi, Jesselyn. Hey, Jenny. Good afternoon. I'm glad you had a good Christmas. It's so hard to believe that it is over. I don't know about y'all, but I can't believe that it's over with. At least, I mean, it's not quite over. I still have one more to go tomorrow, but, you know, my tree, there's no more presents under my tree. I got to enjoy those for a couple of days. But I'm not ready to take the tree down yet. I'm not ready to take Christmas decorations down. I'm not sick of it. I'm still enjoying it. And so I'm not ready to take it down. So I'm not going to do that yet. Jeslyn, I'm sorry that y'all have been sick, but I'm glad you're starting to feel better. Oh, I love that, Carol. I'm so glad to hear it. Hey, Cassandra. I'm so glad to hear that, Carol. Hi, Gail. All right, so let's get started. Tiramisu, I assume everyone has had tiramisu or knows what tiramisu is, but it is a French dessert, and it's made with ladyfingers. These right here. And it usually has coffee and mascarpone cheese and heavy cream, and that's basically the gist of it. We're going to jazz it up a little bit today, because tiramisu is okay to me, but I think it can be even better. Okay, so we're going to make it even better. Dale is on a roll. She's got everything down. Oh no, Dee Dee, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you get feeling better soon. Okay. Gail is on a roll too. She's got all hers down. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I have got some coffee here. This is some strong, good quality coffee that I brewed, and then I've let it cool. Okay, so it's not hot anymore. And I am choosing to use a little bit of cream cheese and a little bit of mascarpone cheese because I just really like cream cheese better than mascarpone cheese. I like mascarpone cheese, but I think a little cream cheese with it is going to make it even better. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to first make our cream mixture. We're going to start with our cheeses. Oh, fun, Jeslyn. I bet it is good. And this, I believe, is an 8-ounce container. Yep, it's an 8-ounce container. So we're going to go on and do all of it. Okay. If you've never had mascarpone cheese, it's very similar to cream cheese. It's not quite as tangy as cream cheese is. It's a little more mild, I think. And it definitely has a bit of a different texture than cream cheese. They're both delicious, but in my opinion, cream cheese is better. So I'm adding a bit of cream cheese. I'm not going to add the entire block. I'm going to add half of it. This recipe normally would just call for 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. So we're actually adding 4 ounces of cream cheese. And these are softened. They've been sitting out for a few hours. We're just going to blend that together until it gets good and combined and nice and soft. And then we're going to add in our sugar and our vanilla. Now the recipe calls for a half a cup of dulce de leche. This is the recipe I'm looking at. And a third of a cup of powdered sugar. I'm not going to put the dulce de leche in the cream mixture. I want to put the dulce de leche separate so that there's like a layer of the caramel. So I want to be able to really taste the caramel. So I'm going to kind of guess on how much sugar there needs to be. So I'm going to start with a half a cup. And I'm going to go up to a full cup. All right, so we're going to take a half a cup of powdered sugar. Whoopsie daisies, just got that all over me. So there's 1/2 cup, and then I'm going to do some vanilla in here. Okay, we're going to mix this up on low. And then I'm going to taste it and see if I need to add another 1/2 cup. Let me grab a spatula. Okay, let's scrape the sides. Y'all, I am so messy when I cook. Everyone says that I'm neat when I craft, but when I cook, I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm very messy. Let's mix this up again. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Nancy. Okay. Let's taste this. And we'll see if we need some more. I feel like we probably will need more. You don't want it to be super duper sweet, like frosting. No, we don't need any more. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add in our heavy cream. And we're going to do a cup of heavy cream, and that's going to just lighten it up. And we're going to have this fluffy, creamy mixture. That is delicious right there. Yum. I think mascarpone cheese is a little more milky-like than cream cheese. Okay, so we got some heavy cream here. We're going to do a cup of heavy cream. Jennifer, we're making tiramisu. All right, I'm going to go on and turn this on. And I'm just going to start slowly pouring this in. it up a bit. You want to get it nice and fluffy. Now I could switch to a whisk attachment here, which would speed this up a little bit probably. My Christmas was really good, Teresa. Thank you for asking. Start sick. Okay, let's see here. See what we look like. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yes, Karen, I will post the recipe. Yum. That's good. Okay. So here's what we've got. Okay. We've got our nice, yummy cream mixture. So now we're going to work on our caramel mixture. Okay. Because that's going to go in to the layers. So we did half a cup of powdered sugar, 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and a cup of whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, as well as we also did about a teaspoon of vanilla. Hey, Belinda. All right. So let's work on our caramel now. I'm just gonna push this out of the way. Push that out of the way. I feel like I have got cream everywhere. Okay. So let me get a bowl. All right. I know, Teresa. I understand. Same here. We've eaten so much sugar this holiday that come the beginning of the year, we're letting the sugar go again. Because we did the same. Belinda, we're making tiramisu. We're actually making a caramel tiramisu. So I'm using this dulce de leche. It's the Nestle brand. And if you've never had this, it's basically just sweetened condensed milk. So if you can't find this, it's sweetened condensed milk, and you can find a recipe for how to turn the sweetened condensed milk into the dulce de leche. And it's just a matter of cooking it. You'll put the whole can in just some water, and you'll just cook it until the dulce de leche, until the sweetened condensed milk caramelizes, and that's what you end up with. It's delicious. So we're going to take this And we're going to add it to a bowl. And we're going to loosen it up a little bit so that it's not quite as thick. I don't want it to be super loose. I still want it to have a little bit of texture to it, but I want to loosen it up a bit. So in order to give y'all a recipe, I'm going to measure, and I'm going to do, I don't know how many tablespoons that is, but I didn't have a tablespoon measure in there. So it was about an 1/8 of a cup. And we're going to warm this up in the microwave for a little bit just to make it easier to get that loosened up, okay? Now we've also got, I've got a pan over here, a glass pan. This one is not a 9x13, it's an 8x11. And then I've got my coffee and we've got our lady fingers, and that's what we're just gonna be layering. The lady fingers dipped in coffee with the caramel and the cream mixture. Let's go on and start mixing this together, see how this comes together. So we did the whole can, and I may end up having to do more. I'm not 100% sure how much I'm going to need. And about 2 tablespoons of the cream, what I'm guessing. I think I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more, so about 1/4 of a cup of cream, heavy cream. And I didn't warm this up to where it's hot or anything. Just warmed it up enough to kind of loosen it, make it a little easier to mix, because it is really thick stuff. Okay. That's looking good. Look at that. So you can see the consistency. It's still thick, but it's a little easier to spread around. All right. Okay. We're all set up. We got all of our ingredients. Let me get this cream cheese out of the way. Get some of the stuff out of the way that we don't need. And we're ready to start assembling. All right, so I've got my pan here. I'm gonna grab my lady fingers. These are the Delio brand. I'm not sure how you say that. This is the only brand my Kroger had. I don't know if you can find them in different brands or not. They're like little cookies. This is what they look like. I bought 2 packages. I don't know how many packages I'm gonna need. It's the first time I've made this, y'all. All right. So we'll take our lady fingers, and each one we're gonna dip in coffee. Okay. So I've got my coffee here. This is strong brewed coffee. I did 4 cups of coffee, and I did 3 tablespoons of ground coffee. All right. So you're just gonna dip it, and then we're just gonna start layering each one. Again, the coffee is not hot. Could you add more heavy cream if it sits too long before you use it? Oh, the caramel, is that what you mean? You could just warm it up a little bit, and that should do the job. And these are just like really, I wonder which way is going to be the best way. They're super airy, and so they're just gonna soak that coffee up. And that's what's going to give us our coffee flavor. I wonder if anyone uses these cookies for anything besides tiramisu, because I honestly have never seen anyone use them for anything else. I really kind of wanted to come up with some kind of fancy way to serve this, but I just couldn't find anything that was going to work, because it seems like you almost need some kind of square container that fits the ladyfingers. All I could find was round, and I wasn't sure of how that was going to work. I was hoping to do like individual containers. So far I've used a half of a package. I'm going to put one more here on the edges. I think I can squeeze them in there. Okay. So there's the bottom layer. Now I want to do the caramel. All right, so I'm thinking, I want to do the caramel or I think we'll do the cream mixture first. And you know what? I think I'm going to pipe it on just to make it a little bit easier. So let me grab a piping bag. And a cup. So I can just put this down in. Let's add our cream mixture in there. Oh my goodness, y'all. Making a mess. Okay. And I'm going to cut a pretty big hole. Okay. And we will pipe this on. And I'm not like piping it perfectly because I want to spread it out. I want the top layer to have the most cream mixture. Okay. Then I'm going to take my offset spatula and just smooth this out very gently. Okay, there we go. So then we're going to add the caramel on. And I think I'm going to wipe off the offset spatula so that I can use this for the caramel. And you know what? Let's do a piping bag for the caramel too. That way it just makes it easier to spread it out so it's already distributed. I really want to just lick this right now. Okay. So this one, I'm not going to cut it quite as big. And then we'll just drizzle. Holy moly. As Ina Garden would say, how bad can that be? So then I'll just take and just spread this out with my offset spatula so it's evenly distributed. Right. Okay, so this is what we got. So now we're going to repeat the process with another layer of ladyfingers. And I think that, do I want to repeat the same pattern? That's what I'm trying to decide. Or do I want to go the opposite direction, which would be like this? I think we're going to stick with the same pattern. You don't have to let them soak for very long. They're going to soften very easily. Yes, Cassandra, I will post the recipe. Looks like 4 cups of coffee was pretty spot on. Okay, we are going to need both packages of cookies. Hey, Catherine, I had a really great Christmas. I hope you did too. Oh, and I meant to go back. Someone said something. Asking for prayers, and I missed it. Teresa, he's going on Wednesday for procedure at the hospital for bone marrow. Absolutely, Teresa. We will be praying for him. I hope everything goes smoothly. Dale, yeah, you can absolutely soak them in something else. What else could you soak them in? Let's see. Chai tea, maybe. You may not even have to soak them at all. I think that this kind of works, like an icebox cake type of a thing. So I really think that even if you don't soak them, they are still going to get soft with the caramel and the cream mixture. So I would say that you wouldn't have to soak them at all if you don't like coffee. Okay. So here we are. I'm trying to decide if I want to do another one over here. I think I'm going to. Does anyone else have an idea of what she could soak her ladyfingers in if she doesn't like coffee? You could do just like a simple syrup, something like that. All right. Let's get the rest of our cream mixture. Hopefully I have enough. I almost wish I had doubled the cream mixture. I think this time though, I think I'm going to do it opposite. So I think this time I'm going to do the caramel first and then do the cream on top of the caramel. That way the cream is on the top. And then we'll finish it with some cocoa powder and hot chocolate. There you go. That's a great idea. With some cocoa powder and another drizzle of caramel over top. So we're going to do another layer of caramel. Okay. And we'll spread this out. Yeah, hot chocolate's a great idea. Apple cider would be fun for like a different, more of like an apple fall type of a version. A caramel apple, that would be good. I think that would be really good. Okay. All right. We'll pipe on the rest here. Okay. And let's smooth this out. Okay. Now, y'all, this is going to be so good. Now I can lick this now that I'm done. Carolyn, I'm not sure, but what I do know is that this caramel right here is amazing, and I could just eat it with a spoon. So I think it's going to be amazing. But, you know, we'll see. Okay. Y'all, hang on a second. Gotta wipe my hands off. All right, so now we're going to top it with cocoa powder. So that's the traditional way to top your tiramisu. So let me grab. All right, so I got a little sifter here, which is not clean. Go with the bigger one. And I'm just going to add some cocoa powder to my sifter. And we'll just completely cover the top with our cocoa powder. And this is unsweetened cocoa. Okay. Then, and you can wait until after to do this, but since we're live, I'm just going to want to do it. I'm going to take some more of the caramel and I'm going to drizzle it over the top. And you can do this again after everything is done. Gail, I don't usually check the messages. Trisha does that, but I am sure that she got it. She may, I don't know if she's working today or not, but she'll definitely get it tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to take this caramel and just squeeze it out into a different bag. Okay, and then we're going to cut a smaller hole. Oh, there she is right there. Okay, so let's just take and we'll cut a smaller hole. Okay, and we'll drizzle this over the top. And this is done. So then this needs to sit. So it's going to sit for 24 hours. Yeah, about 24 hours. We're going to eat it tomorrow evening. And here it is. I can't wait. I'll have to let y'all know tomorrow how it tastes, but it's going to kill me to wait that long. I'm excited about it. Okay, so I'll do a quick recap and then I'll post a picture and I'll post the recipe. So I started out with mixing 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese, 4 ounces of cream cheese into a mixer and blended that up until they were soft, light, and fluffy. Then we added in a cup of heavy cream and a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a cup of powdered sugar, and mix that until it got thick. Okay. Then we took an entire can of dulce de leche, added a quarter cup of heavy cream, microwaved it for about 30 seconds, and then mixed that up until those two were combined, and that just softened our caramel a little bit. Then we took our lady fingers and we dipped our lady fingers in our brewed coffee. So I used 4 cups of water in my coffee maker and 3 tablespoons of a dark roast coffee, so that we had sort of a stronger coffee. And we dip our lady fingers in there and we'll put them into the bottom of your pan. And then you're going to put your cream mixture down. And then on top of that, you're going to put the caramel and then more dipped lady fingers and then more caramel and then cream. And then we just did some cocoa powder on the top and the rest of the caramel drizzled on top. All right. So pretty simple recipe. We're going to let this sit for overnight and then we'll eat it tomorrow. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for joining me. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow, but I have a very busy day tomorrow. So hopefully I can come live tomorrow, but